Good morning, everyone. Today is August the 6th, and I'm back from holiday, and we're looking at the ES. Staring down a daily chart, I have removed all of my posted lines, and what we have are auto targeted lines, value area high, value area low. You can see losing that value area low sends us all the way down into this area of old support and another old support. So the traders are playing a game of cat and mouse to see who can hold above the certain levels. My suspicion is that we do try to bounce here, but guess what? If I am underneath the close of the prior day, the sellers end up saying to themselves, you know what? I got some price action here that I can chase. And for me, that feels like something that if you try to pick a bottom, you should try to do it micros. And if it does not bounce for you, get out of Dodge. All right? That's super important to understand. Very, very key. Could you try to pick a bottom here? Yes. But the second it hits that low underneath this, well, you know what? Give it a little bit of room on a micro, 5,200. You know, it's going to be troublesome. All right? Absolutely troublesome. Let's take a look at the NQ. Oh, levels to watch. On the bounce, 53.30 over the next couple of days. It's got to get up above here. What I do believe that is going to happen today is price action is going to slow down just a little bit because the VIX is slowing down just a little bit. If the VIX stays elevated above 40, we're going to have more whipsaw. I would say as long as it's doing that, stick with the micros so that you do not shred your accounts. All right. Further downside could be this region here. Hang on. This region here at 5,000. And a lot of people are calling a pretty hard sell-off to continue. Now, I think we do sell off to continue, but I don't think that we sell off here unless these lows get broken. And then we'll go right back into the wick, the shadow of this prior candlestick from yesterday. So far, the traders are trying to fight and hold the floor. All right? So we'll see what happens in general. Let's go to the NQ. And once again, I'm going to remove all the annotations. So all we're leaving on the chart is auto-generated lines that show where the point of controls are, where the VWAP is for the big picture, and we can see trend. And what is trend? It's clearly negative. We have price action that looks really rough. And so what we want to do is see how well we can hold the floor here around and about 18,000, right? Now, what does this mean? If we lose the 18,000 area, I mean, we easily have 600 points below us, right? And we moved up like a bat out of you-know-where yesterday morning when the price action opened up. I mean, we just ran like the wind, and we came right off of this 17,500 zone and just continued to accelerate straight up. So we're going to watch for that kind of behavior. I suspect bottom pickers are here. This is an accumulation space. So what are they going to do? They're going to accumulate. And then, you know, when it gets up here into the thin pockets, they're going to sell it. All right. That is what the market does. It facilitates trade. And that's what we are staring down right now. So lows, I suspect the price action to hold 18,000. If it doesn't, we could have another 400 points to the downside at 17,600. This is why I am saying to you, please use the micros so that you can feel better about participating in a very savage market. Let's take a look at SPY. All right. We have a few numbers to look at here. Here is the low. 509 is the region I expect the price action to hold. If it does not, you know, we got another 10 points to the downside easily, maybe even, you know, 15 points to the downside from where we are. That being said, what we're doing right now is trying to hold above this zone at 518. It's a very big struggle. A lot of cross current we're going to have here. We have traders that are saying, listen, we're going into a recession. We got to sell off. Everything's overpriced. And buyers going, no way, the Fed's coming in. They're going to save us, blah, 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 blah. The bottom line is it's going to lead to volatility. It's going to lead to a lot of volatility and price action shenanigans. And so we want to trade small, and we want to trade where we know things are very likely to happen. In our room, of course, we've got our butterflies going for a few things. This is a beautiful environment for butterflies. Very, very strong environment for butterflies because of the range of motion that is possible. That being said, the VIX is fading from its all-time highs. If it bounces back above 40, we'll be in great shape. If it begins to fade below 40, we're going to see a compression of price action. So highs here, 524 to 531. Bounces are still sell zones. Look at the slope. Slope and trend tell you, and if we've had a crossover of two moving averages, a very tight one, the 14, and a very big one, the 50, we know that we are in a sell zone while the traders are trying to buy the bottom. So very tricky trading today. If you don't have to trade in environments like this, not necessary, okay? It simply is not necessary. Let's take a look at the Qs. Qs in a tighter patch coming right into support a couple of days ago and holding steady, right? Are they trying to lift the bottom? Yeah, they are, right? We're well off the close, but not off the open. So I'm going to say as long as we hold 434, we're going to be okay. If we lose 434, you've got to get out of the way, let it recover 434, and then try the bounce. All right. If you are looking for bottom picking, you must allow the charts to stabilize on the bottom before you get yourself a trade. Now, stabilizing could look like this, where it's turning from negative to positive, or it could look like this, right? Where the deep dips are getting bought, and the deep dip here is all the way down at 419. Upward area to value area low is 460. So a lot of range of motion. Oil, whoa, let's get this. As I mentioned, oil is on a downdraft. I mentioned this, I don't know how long I've mentioned this. I believe that this is the Trump trade. Oil being on a downdraft, even though we're in peak months. Remember, the market is a forward pricing mechanism, but we are sitting fairly near support zones. So let's go to a weekly chart and see what's happening. The support zones tell us here's a low, here's a higher low, here's a higher low. Could this be our next higher low? Potentially. We can see there's a lot of buying sitting right around this pocket, and that's why it's noisy price action from support to resistance. I would watch for price events to hold in this zone here at around 70, and then we look to the edge. Perhaps on our Wednesday meeting, we sort of price the USO. Holy smokes. All right, let's get rid of all of the annotations here and see what's going on. Yeah, that's pretty noisy from a weekly perspective, but we can see low, higher low, higher low, higher low. This could be a nice trade for us to look into. Let's talk about it on Wednesday when we get into our midday report on the Zoom for the Benzinga Pro platform. All right. So, but that is definitely something that we can look at that will allow us to have some kind of price action that is solid. Okay. So let's now look at gold. Gold, I thought we were looking at 2,500. So maybe we check this one. Is this it? What's going on here? Aha, here it is. Let me remove all these annotations. They're making me crazy. And we can see the value area high at 2,500 peaking in this formation. I don't know what's going on with some of these, but I can tell you this. A volume pocket here and a failure to hold higher will either lead into a breakout higher if the higher lows continue, or a collapse if all of a sudden I begin to make lower highs. Right now, it is clearly by the dip. If it comes into that 2320 area, you can also use the micro gold to trade. and it's going to be very good to you. Okay, so that is it, folks, for me trying to get it. My brain is just not working here in terms of big motion. What I do see is a lot of sideways, a lot of price action, opportunity, but you have to watch your size or you're going to get your face smashed in. All right, and the way you do that is you go to micros and stop saying to yourself, you know, if I traded the regular ones and I did that, I could make $9,000 instead of $900. That's great. You could also lose $9,000, okay? $10,000, $50,000. The numbers are extraordinary, which way you can go in either way, but the problem is the size of these candlesticks are telling you pump the brakes or try the micros and trade small so you can understand what's going on. All right, good luck, and I'll see you on the platforms.